Well, we all procrastinate from time to time, but when it comes to their personal health, and I'm one of them, men are putting off visits to the doctor and dentist at an alarming rate. June is Men's Health Month, and joining us today is healthcare expert Jeremy Tipton and of Aflac to share findings from a new survey that shows how men need to step it up when it comes to their own health care. Good morning, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm great, James. How are you?
Well, I'm one of those men in your survey, so let's get right to it. What are the top takeaways from the survey?
Well, in this year's survey, we found yet again men are pressing the snooze button when it comes to physical and mental health. Even with new options out there like telemedicine and virtual doctor visits, we're still seeing less than 50% of the men in the survey are actually participating in their yearly checkups, which is a challenge. One of the bigger challenges that we're actually seeing in the survey is 75% of the men said that they had experienced some mental or behavioral issue within the last 12 months, and many aren't really talking with anyone about those challenges.
And that's interesting. Now, why are men not having routine checkups?
You can answer this question as well as I can, James. Men don't like going to the doctor, but if you look at the survey, one of the biggest components is out-of-pocket cost. 40% of men in the survey said they weren't going to their routine annual exam because of out-of-pocket costs that they expect for doing so, and 25% in the survey said that they didn't have the right insurance place to be able to do that. And regardless of a reason, it's really important to participate in these yearly checkups, as there's an opportunity to stave off serious illness and costly effects of those serious illnesses in the future.
Now, how do men in different age groups view healthcare?
Well, it's interesting. One of the big components that I like to pull out of this survey is that there's a big generational gap that's being started here. The younger generations, 80% of the younger generations in the survey, Gen Z and millennials, said that they had experienced some sort of mental or behavioral health issue within the last year. And those individuals said that this is impacting them at work and at home. And this emerging issue is really causing insurance companies like Aflac to start creating benefits in their portfolio to help stave off some of these challenges from a mental and behavioral health side of things and provide benefits to help get those remedied.
It almost sounds like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's what it sounds like. Now, what are some sensitive healthcare issues that men don't like to talk about?
So we talk about this being a physical health survey, but it's really more well-rounded than that. It's physical, mental, and financial health. And if men don't like talking about going to the doctor or the repercussions of going to the doctor, they definitely don't like talking about funeral expenses or end-of-life expenses. 68% of the men in the survey said they would rather do the worst of their honey-do list than to talk about life insurance or final expense insurance as part of an overall financial wellness package. But it's imperative that men make a plan. Obviously, the first step in that plan is ensuring that their future is in a good place. So going to the doctor for more regular checkups, but planning for more further out in the future with life insurance, final expense insurance is a big part of a financial wellness program.
That's right. Men do not live forever. No one does. So, what advice would you give to men who are not taking their health care seriously? Okay, Jeremy, you're talking to me now.
Well, I think the biggest thing, James, that we should do is take advantage of your insurance offerings. See what your portfolio has to offer. See where the gaps are in your coverage. And maybe check out supplemental coverage that might be able to fill some of those gaps. It's important to make sure that your family is well protected from a life and health insurance perspective. Don't let costs prevent you from going to those annual exams. Many insurance companies out there pay dollars associated with going for your annual checkup. It's important to do that. I'll speak to some others that are potentially watching today, the significant others in a man's life, spouses, wives, mothers. They're big influencers to get men to take that first step for a better all-around health environment.
Honey, I'm going to go ahead and cut the grass now. Forget about the doctor's appointment. Jeremy, where can we go for more information?
You can go to aflac.com/men's health for all the details on the survey, and you can check out the site to see what other benefits might be available out there to create a more well-rounded plan for you.
Now, I've been talking with Jeremy Tipton of Aflac, and we're talking about June is Men's Health Month. Jeremy, thank you for joining us on Morning Blend.